Good morning. Welcome. We're here for our daily lectionary readings for the last day of January. Can you believe it? Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. Our psalm reading, once again, is going to be Psalm 35, 1 through 10. Our Old Testament reading is going to be in Jeremiah, but we are jumping ahead a few chapters. So Jeremiah 29, 1 through 14. And then our New Testament reading is going to be from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verses 1 through 20. We're going to open up our tab, and we are going to be in the New Revised Standard, the updated edition, Psalm 35. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and rise up to help me. Draw the spear and javelin against my pursuers. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. Let them be put to shame and dishonor who seek after my life. Let them be turned back and confounded who devise evil against me. Let them be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them on. Let their way be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. For without cause they hid their net for me. Without cause they dug a pit for my life. Let ruin come on them unawares, and let the net they hid ensnare them. Let them fall in it to their ruin. Then my soul shall rejoice in the Lord, exulting in his deliverance. All my bones shall say, O Lord, who is like you? You deliver the weak from those too strong for them, the weak and the needy from those who despoil them. Our Old Testament reading comes from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verses 1 through 14. These are the words of the letter that prophet Jeremiah sent from Jerusalem to the remaining elders among the exiles and to the priests, the prophets, and all the people from Nebuchadnezzar had taken into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. This was after King Jeconiah and the queen mother, the court officials, the leaders of Judah and Jerusalem, the artisans, and the smiths had departed from Jerusalem. The letter was sent by hand of Elisha, son of Shaphan, and Gemaiah, the son of Hekah, whose king Zedekiah of Judah sent to Babylon to King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. It said, Thus says the Lord of the hosts, the God of Israel, to all the exiles whom I have sent into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Build houses and live in them, then plant gardens and eat what they produce. Take wives and have sons and daughters. Take wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage, that they may bear some sons and daughters. Multiply there and do not decrease. But seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you in exile, and pray to the Lord on the behalf, for it is welfare you. You will find your welfare. For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, do not let the prophets and the diviners who are among you deceive you, and do not listen to your dreams that you dream. For it is a lie that they are prophesying to you in my name. I did not send them, says the Lord. For thus says the Lord, only when Babylon's 70 years are completed will I visit you, and I will fulfill to you my promise, and bring you back to this place. For surely I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans for your welfare and not for harm, to give you a future with hope. Then, when you call upon me and come and pray to me, I will hear you. When you search for me, you will find me, if you seek me with all your heart. I will let you find me, says the Lord, and I will restore your fortunes and gather you from all nations and all places where I have driven you, says the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I sent you into exile. Our New Testament reading is from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, 1 through 20. They came to the other side of the sea, to the region of Gerasene. And when he had stepped out of the boat, immediately a man from the tomb with an unclean spirit met him. He lived among the tombs, and no one could restrain him any more, even with a chain. For he had often been retained with shackles and chains, but the chains he wrenched apart, and the shackles he broke into pieces, and no one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs on the mountain, he was always howling and bruising himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and bowed down before him, and he shouted at the top of his voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I adjure you, my God, do not torment me." For he had said to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied, "My name is Legion, for we are many." He begged him earnestly not to send them out of the region. Now, there, on the hillside, a great herd of swine was feeding, and the unclean spirits begged him, "Send us into the swine, let us enter them." So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the swine, and the herd, numbering about 2,000, stumbled down the steep bank into the sea, and were drowned in the sea. The swineherds ran off and told it in the city and all in the country. The people came out to see what had happened. Then came to Jesus and saw the man possessed by demons sitting there, clothed and in his right mind, the very man who had the legion, and they became frightened. Those who had seen what had happened to the man possessed by the demons and the swine reported it. Then they began to beg Jesus to leave their neighborhood. And he was getting into the boat. The man who had been possessed by demons begged him that he might be with them. But Jesus refused and said to him, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you, and what mercy he has shown you." And he went away, and he began to proclaim in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him. And everybody was amazed. And here ends our readings for the day.